They say inside this box is a spirit that refuses to rest, and those who open it awaken something they cannot control. It's an unassuming small wooden wine cabinet, really nothing to look at. But the legend surrounding it is far from ordinary. It is said to contain a Dybbuk, a restless, malevolent spirit from Jewish folklore that latches onto humans, whispering curses and causing chaos. The box first surfaced back in the early 2000s when a man put it up for auction on eBay. He didn't know its history, but soon after he won the bid and took it home. He started having nightmares, vivid and disturbing. Then strange things began to happen around him. He developed a sickness that baffled doctors. His friends and family could feel the growing darkness in his home. And then one day he found a hidden compartment in the box with a note inside that read, "Beware, do not open this box ever." Soon after, he put the box back up for auction, warning everyone about what he experienced. Yet the new owners ignored the warning. They opened the box, and soon they too reported strange occurrences. They felt a cold presence in their home. They heard unexplained whispers in the night. Sickness swept through their family. Over time, the Dybbuk Box made its way into the hands of museums and private collectors. Some locked it away, believing the best course of action was to keep it contained. Others were less cautious, recording their experiences with the box on camera. But nearly everyone who has come into contact with it has said the same thing. This box is cursed. Of course, skeptics argue it's nothing more than a scary story exaggerated for attention. But believers swear it carries something darker, proof that evil can be trapped and perhaps, yes, even released. Today, the Dybbuk Box remains sealed, its secrets confined. But every lock can break, and the question is, if it were placed in your hands, would you dare to open it? Thanks for watching. Now check out these other videos. What if one day you looked around and all the people in your town had vanished? That's what happened to this Canadian trapper named Joe LaBelle. In 1930, LaBelle was trudging through the snow to the remote Inuit village of Angukani, located deep in the frozen wilderness of Canada's Hudson Bay. He was making the trek to purchase some dog sled supplies. You know, the usual weekend shopping, right? But as he approached the village, he noticed something was off. The fires in the huts were still burning, and the meals were still sitting on the tables. But where were the people? He called out to them, but only silence answered him. As he ventured further into the village, he noticed dog sleds that had been left tied up, their leashes hanging limp. Their owners were nowhere to be found, and the dogs were starving. It was as if the entire village had just up and vanished. And to make things even stranger, there were no footprints leading away from the village, and no bodies anywhere to be seen. It was like the entire community had been sucked into a gigantic cosmic vacuum cleaner, leaving not a trace behind. He quickly reported his horrifying discovery to the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, but their report is strangely vague. Officially, the case is dismissed as legend, a folk tale passed around campfires to scare the superstitious Inuit. But stories like this don't just vanish into thin air. There has to be an explanation for what happened to the people of Angukani. Some say strange lights were seen in the skies above the village that night, that UFOs were searching the tundra for human specimens to abduct. Others whisper of the spirits from Inuit folklore, beings that take the living and leave behind only their possessions. Skeptics say it never happened. Believers say the silence speaks louder than any evidence. To this day, the vanishing village of Angukani remains a frozen enigma, half buried in myth, half drowned in mystery. If you stumbled upon a place where an entire community had disappeared, would you still call it a coincidence or something else? Let me know in the comments below. And for more videos of unexplained mysteries, stay tuned. In the sands of Egypt, some doors are not meant to be opened. When archaeologist Howard Carter broke the seal of Tutankhamun's tomb in 1922, he uncovered treasures beyond imagination: gold, statues, and history itself. But what followed was darker than any treasure. Soon after Lord Carnarvon, the expedition's financier, died mysteriously. A mosquito bite became infected, and his health collapsed overnight. Newspapers screamed of an ancient curse. One by one, other members of the team fell ill. Some died in strange accidents. Was this simply coincidence, the product of germs, bad luck, and superstition? Or did the ancient Egyptians leave behind more than just walls and inscriptions? They believed strongly in curses, protective spells, and the wrath of the gods upon intruders. Scientists have claimed that deadly fungi sealed within the tomb might explain the deaths. But others whisper of something far stranger, a curse that punishes arrogance. A warning written into time itself. The curse of the pharaohs has never been proven. Yet the fear it stirs remains. Even today, some archaeologists refuse to work near sealed tombs because the question is not only whether the curse is real, but whether it is waiting still. Would you risk it? Would you stand before a sealed tomb, treasures hidden within, and the warning carved above the entrance, knowing that if you broke the seal, you might unleash something best left undisturbed, knowing that if you took even one step inside, you'd be met with the wrath of the gods themselves? Because sometimes the greatest discoveries are best left buried. Sometimes the past is best left where it's at peace. And sometimes the things we seek to discover are best left undiscovered. This is the host. And until next time, don't forget, the past is never truly dead. It's always here with us, whispering in the shadows, watching from the darkness, waiting for its moment to rise again. We look to the stars for new worlds. But what if another world lies beneath our own? In the 19th century, some explorers claimed to find enormous caverns leading downward, tunnels too vast to be natural. Even today, legends persist in places like Tibet and Antarctica of hidden entrances that governments and scientists refuse to acknowledge. The hollow earth theory suggests that far beneath the crust of our planet, entire civilizations may exist, a sun glowing at the center, vast oceans, unknown species, and perhaps beings that know more about us than we know about them. Could the hollow earth hide ancient survivors of a forgotten civilization? Could it explain UFOs, not as visitors from above, but from below? Or is it simply a mirror of our own fears, the unknown buried deep, waiting to surface? If there truly is a hidden world beneath our planet, one question burns brightest. Would they welcome us or see us as invaders? In the 1800s, tales of a subterranean world captivated the public's imagination. Explorers like Ferdinand von Richthofen and John Cleves Sims Jr. claimed that deep within the Earth, a hollow space existed, a cavity so vast it could fit entire continents. Sims, a former U.S. congressman, was obsessed with the idea of a hollow Earth. He believed that a secret entrance to this inner world could be found near the North Pole. So convinced was he that a massive opening yawned at the Arctic that he attempted to reach it by ship, only to perish in the frozen wasteland. But the idea didn't end with him. It echoed through the decades, finding new life in the writings of writer Edmund Custis and the theories of British explorer Willie F. Warren. According to Warren, the Earth was a giant sphere with a central opening that allowed for a continuous exchange of energy between the core and the surface. But perhaps the most intriguing aspect of this theory is the possibility of an advanced civilization existing within the hollow Earth. Proponents of the theory suggest that these beings could be the descendants of a highly advanced culture that predated our own. A culture that may have been wiped out when the Earth was hit by a cataclysmic event. Some even believe that these beings possess knowledge and technology far beyond our own, which they use to observe humans from a hidden world beneath our feet. In fiction, the concept of a hollow Earth has found fertile ground. From Jules Verne's The Journey to the Center of the Earth to more recent works like The Cave, and the city beneath the city. Writers have long been fascinated with the idea of what might lie beneath our own world. But what do scientists say? Mainstream science, of course, rejects the idea of a hollow Earth. The theory is not supported by any credible evidence, and it contradicts everything we know about the structure of our planet, according to the scientific community. The Earth is a solid sphere with a liquid core. Any large openings in the crust would have been filled in by tectonic activity long ago. Yet despite the lack of scientific support, the theory persists. In modern times, the Hollow Earth Society was even formed to promote the idea that there is a hole in the South Pole that leads to a hidden world. Is there any truth to these claims? Who knows? But one thing is for sure: the idea of a hollow Earth speaks to our deepest fears and fascinations with the unknown. What lies beneath our feet? What secrets does our planet hold? And are we truly alone in this vast universe? Perhaps the answers lie not above us in the stars, but below us in the earth. Thanks for watching, and remember, if there truly is a hidden world beneath our planet, the greatest adventure would be discovering it.